Hi, everybody. Welcome to Outside the Sanctuary. I hope you're having a good day. If you're not, that's all I have. My name is Bill Merck. Today, my trusty co-host is
Mark McCleary.
And we have a special guest. So since your children go there, or 3 out of 4 of your children go there, I'm going to have you introduce.
Well, we have the principal of both the elementary and the middle and high school of the King's Christian School.
Perfect.
Craig Beatty.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Happy to be here. A little past my bedtime, but happy to be here.
Oh, we're doing this in the morning. That's weird.
Exactly.
So, I've known you all my life, or no, I've known you all your life. I mean, I'm way older than you, but so
it shows actually. You're your parent.
Yeah. Well, if I had a better doctor to keep you younger, maybe that would help. So, yes. So you are the principal of King's, the King's.
Yep. Very important where the apostrophe is. Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Why is that so important?
We are always told that it's the King's. Right?
Okay.
If it was just King's Christian, it's no big deal. But since we're the King's, the King, God, we're his Christian school.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. I
actually never put that together, but that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was a senior, because I'm a King's grad, 01 grad, one of my classmates, Nahilia Gould, did a whole chapel on it.
Really?
Yeah. About how that apostrophe makes all the difference in the world.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So did you go all the way through? No, you couldn't have.
I didn't know. So a Christian school my whole life. K to 8th, I went to Bethel Baptist Christian School.
Okay.
With you.
Yeah.
And your sister.
Yes.
And then basically my 8th grade year, my parents let us decide, my brother and sister and I decide where we wanted to go. They both went to Shawnee High School. I think a third of my class went to Baptist High, a third went to King's, and a third went to public school. No real reason why I chose King's.
Oh, okay. There wasn't.
I think I probably just followed my friends.
Okay.
I'm closer with the friends that went to King's.
Okay. So I'm just going to dive into it right away.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you become a principal? Why would you want to be a principal? Like, why would anybody want to deal with parents and the kids? You got to deal with both, and not in a teacher aspect.
Yeah, you have to deal with both,
and teachers. You got to deal with everything.
Yeah, I was a teacher for 11 years first in Portugal, and that really just, I absolutely love teaching, but I always wanted to do something more.
Okay.
Just take on some more responsibility. So in 2019, I came back, moved back from Portugal, and I took the job, and I don't know. I just love being with kids.
Okay.
And my influence is a little greater as principal. My scope is a lot bigger.
Okay.
Working with preschool 3 and working with 12th graders, every day is different.
Yeah.
You never know what to expect, but I just love working with kids and love working with my staff. So it's a lot of fun every day.
What did you teach? What were when you were a teacher?
Well, remember, it's a Christian school, so I literally taught everything.
Okay.
7th grade math, U.S. history, English, phys ed, Bible, geography.
Right.
What was your degree in?
History.
Okay.
So yeah, like
you didn't teach history at all, though, did you?
No, I did teach history, but it was fun because, the school was only like 50 kids, K to 12th, but we had 17 nationalities. So I taught a U.S. history class of 12 kids, and none of them were U.S. citizens, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Right. Because, their view of America was through the movies. So, my goal to teach them was, this is why, as best as I could, this is why America does what they do.
Okay.
So that was fun. So yeah, history is my degree. Math was definitely the hardest class to teach. Yeah.
All right. So let's go back into, so you graduate King's, the King's.
Yep.
And then
I went to Cedarville University.
Cedarville.
Yep. History degree, getting ready to graduate. Not really sure. I knew I wanted to teach, but not really sure where.
Okay.
And Evandro Batista, remember Kevin and Ivan?
Yes, I do actually.
So Evandro Batista comes up right around graduation, grabs me by the shoulder and said, "Precious son Craig, we need teachers in Portugal. I want you to pray about it and get back to me in 2 weeks." And so I began to pray about it. And God brought back to my mind when I was in junior high. I was at a junior high summer camp. End of the week, Scott Palmer, I don't know who he is. He was a speaker, really challenged us, to let God take over your life. And so standing in front of the fire, right, everybody come up to, in front of the fire and say what it was. And I remember getting up and saying to everybody there that I would go anywhere for God. And as I began to pray, after Mr. Batista told me about Portugal, I brought that back to my mind, that I would go anywhere. So I really felt like that was God's call for that time in my life. So as a 23-year-old, I moved to Portugal, never looked it up, never knew what it was going to be like. Got there, fell in love with the country, stayed for 11 years.
Wow. Now, were you married before you went to Portugal?
No, so I did 3 years by myself. Megan and I were doing some long distance dating. I came back. I think my plane landed like June 4th, and we ended up getting married we didn't get married. We got married June 13th.
Yeah, kind of like it.
Kind of like it, yeah. And so then we went back for another 8 years.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Mm-hmm. And now how many kids do you have?
3 girls.
And were any of them born in Portugal?
2 out of the 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So that was fun, not really speaking the language, and we're in the hospital and they're using all these terms and we're just like, okay, whatever. What are you saying? I don't know.
So in all those years, did you pick up Portuguese?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
We taught in English every day. So really the only time we had to use it was in church. And the community, they learn English like we learn Spanish, but they don't dub anything. So everything's in English. So almost everybody under 35 speaks English.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's nice.
Yeah.
It's better than America.
Yeah.
You stepped on I was going to do the same joke. Good job. Good job. So just side noting, I like how you're wearing the Philly shirt because I picked a Philly shirt too.
Well, actually, I did this because I helped with youth group tonight and they had a whiteout. And so I had to find white shirts. And it's after Labor Day. I put all my white stuff away. All about fashion.
Yeah, that sounds right about you. I did it because it's a Schwarber shirt and we just signed him.
Yeah. He needs more of our money.
Yeah.
He's not getting any of my money. So.
I just, this will come out in January, so now they know when.
Right, exactly. They can go back and, if they really care that much, they can go back and figure out what day it was.
Yeah, what day we did this. So, good. You're a parent. Don't you want to yell at him for something?
Not particularly, no.
Okay, well then tell me some good stuff about it.
I'm one of those easy parents that, my kid's usually wrong.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
And that's the best, actually. We really value partnership.
Okay.
With parents. And, when I make a mistake, I'll own up to it. And hopefully when parents make a mistake, when students make a mistake, they'll own up to it as well. It's not perfect, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because we're fallen, but, the partnership it's really cool.
Yeah.
And I would say about 95% of our parents really believe in partnership.
Yeah. So walk me through your day. And I know every day is different, we just said, but is a typical.
Okay. Yeah, I'll start early. So I'm a early to bed, early to rise guy.
Okay.
My day starts at 3:40. 3:40 to 4:15. That's when I'm getting up.
Okay.
Spending time in God's Word.
Okay.
I'm a sermon listener, so I listen to David Jeremiah, Alistair Begg, Chuck Swindoll.
Okay.
Go to the gym. 20 minutes of cardio, 30 minutes of lifting, 20 minutes of sauna. Get to school by 6:50.
Okay.
I text my staff every morning at 6:00. I think that's really important. Just to kind of give some announcements of the day. Side note, I do it in the sauna. I told them that. Sweating, just texting out stuff.
Is it just what comes to your head, or is it already planned?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
It really just depends how busy our week is going to be.
Okay.
Every week, the teachers and actually the students go through, we have fundamentals, 30 fundamentals.
Okay.
So every week we're going through a different fundamental. So normally every day I'm reinforcing that fundamental. What's this week? Reach students where they are.
Okay.
Every student is uniquely made by God, and it's our responsibility as a staff and as faculty to reach them, show them the love of Christ. So every day that text will have something along in those lines, and then I'll really just give announcements. A lot of times is, hey, I'm in meetings all day. If you need me, shoot me a text. But yeah, so I get to school around 6:50. Most of the staff begins rolling in around then. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we have staff devotions.
Okay.
So we're in the library hanging out at 7:30. 8 o'clock, 7:30 to 8 o'clock, kids are elementaries in the gymnasium. The other kids are in our APR. I go in, I talk to them, walk around a little bit. Being visible is huge. I was taught that in Portugal, even though we had 2 hallways. The principal was, hey, monitor by walking around and you'll solve 80% of discipline problems. So I really try to get out and out as much as I can.
Yeah.
Being present in classrooms at lunch and stuff like that. So 8 o'clock happens. Sometimes I give announcements in the morning. Sometimes I don't. But really then I'm not answering emails. I'm walking the halls, talking to students, talking to teachers.
So do all the students know you? Like, by name? And,
yeah. The challenge is, so my assistant principal's name is also Craig.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
So Craig number 1, Craig number 2. So we get Mr. Beatty, Mr. Jacobs mixed up a little bit. But yeah, I would say every student knows me. I don't know I know every student's face. I know all the middle school and high school kids' names just because I've had them for a couple of years.
Right.
I'm getting there with elementary. I know everybody's car. I do car line every day. So I know everybody's car, hands down.
That's pretty funny.
McCleary's, they have a Honda Odyssey and they have an Acura. I mean, I could literally name every student's car with their last name.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Now, how many kids are there?
556.
556.
Yeah. So my first year, 2019, we had 308 students.
Wow.
So yeah,
that's
we
quite
picked up a lot. We actually are about 20 kids down from last year.
Really?
But yeah, COVID happened, right? And we had a lot of kids.
Baptist closed.
Yeah, Baptist closed. We gained we gained
2.
No. I want to say we gained almost.
You gained more teachers, didn't you?
Yeah, probably. Well, now we did. I think originally we probably gained almost 30 from Baptist. And actually it was a really good integration. Great kids that came over, great teachers that came over. So it was fun.
Yeah. I used to, when my daughter went to Haddon Heights High School, and, her freshman year or whatever, I drop her off occasionally in the morning. And when I drop her off, I'd be like, do you know all these kids that are running in? And she'd be like, nah, I think they're all like non-playable characters. Like, I just see them because there's so many of them. It's like a video game. Like, I have no idea who these people are. I don't think I've ever seen them in other places there, but just to know everybody's car, and that's pretty impressive.
I'm going to have to pick the kids up in my truck one time just to throw
them off.
You have picked up in the truck before.
Well, I only get space for like 2 people in the truck, so I can't. It'll be certain days when only one of them needs to get picked up.
You're going to be out here renting cars.
Exactly. It's just
changing it up.
I actually had a dad today. He's like, hey, I'm going to trick you up tomorrow. I'm getting a new truck. You're not going to recognize me. I'm like, you just told me you're getting a new truck. And you told me it's red. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to know it's you.
It's not that many cars.
Yeah.
So when you came back, you said you came back in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Any King's faculty still there from when you were a student?
Yeah. So actually, at the time, my 5th grade teacher, from Bethel was working at King's.
Okay.
Mr. Harvey was my phys ed teacher, is now the athletic director. Mrs. Borzell, Mary Borzell, was my English teacher, and she was now one of my employees. So it was interesting.
Yeah. So what does that dynamic look like then?
It honestly took me a while to call Mrs. Borzell Mary. I think that was the biggest adjustment. I had friends who were very mischievous. I was kind of a goody two shoes. I would be the instigator.
That's right.
I would get them in trouble.
Oh, good.
So yeah. So like Mrs. Borzell I don't think I ever had to reprimand me in class and stuff like that. So, it's always different when you're younger and you're leading not older staff, but people who are older than you, right?
Yeah.
So it takes a little bit of time. I think the biggest hurdle for me was just calling them by their first names.
Well, the reason I asked that was a little bit different scenario because I wasn't the principal, but I came back to Victory the year after I graduated college and taught there for a year. So essentially the entire faculty was the same faculty that was there when I was there. And so, yeah, it went okay, but there was definitely that feeling of like kind of a man without a country. Cause I'm like, the students need to call me by Mr. McCleary.
Yeah.
but I certainly don't feel like I can call any of these teachers by their first name.
Yeah.
So like, I'm the guy who can, like, I have nobody, I have no peers here.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, my English teacher from 8th grade now volunteers, Mrs. Benner.
Oh, really?
And she's like, call me Lois. I'm like, okay, Mrs. Benner. I'm like, I will always call you Mrs. Benner. There's
Absolutely.
no chance. There's no chance.
Yeah, Mark and Bobby Stum started coming to Emmanuel, and that was my 5th grade and 8th grade teacher.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they would always be like, call me Mark and Bobby. I'm like, okay, Mr. and Mrs. Stum.
Yeah, there's no chance.
Initially, when you've had somebody as a teacher, it's really hard to make that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know even like with here at Emmanuel with Holly, I believe she had whole Kathy Horvath as her teacher.
Okay.
Maybe even when she was Kathy. No, I think she was Horvath at that point. And of course now it's like, call me Kathy. She's like, it's hard. Like you were like my 1st grade teacher, you know? And so it was like, I think she had Renee the year that she taught Holly, you know? And so it was one of those things. So yeah, it's like once you've had him as a teacher, it's really hard.
It's a little bit of a challenge, but it's funny because all the kids that graduate, they're like, hey, Craig, how you doing? I'm like, ooh, we got you. I'm like, it really doesn't bother me.
Right.
Like, you got my name.
Oh, you got it.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like Mr. Merck, and I can't do Mr. Bill, you know, from like Saturday Night Live. Oh no, Mr. Bill. So I just call me Bill.
Right.
But there was a guy back in when I went to Bethel, Hal Watson. And so I was always taught to, you know, be polite to your elders. And so I would always say, hello, Mr. Hal Watson. Hello, Mr. Hal Watson. And always said that. And then one Sunday, he took me aside. I mean, this went on for I was like 17 at the time. He goes, Bill, or probably said Billy, you got to call me either Hal or Mr. Watson. Pick one. You can't go, it's not Mr. Hal Watson. I was like, really? That's your first name? I thought it was all, I thought it was Mr. Hal Watson.
Hyphenated.
Yeah. I thought it was all just one word. So anyway.
So
Go.
when you taught in Portugal have you noticed any significant differences between like educational system there versus States?
Well, we taught all American curriculum.
Yeah.
Like we use the same curriculum that we use here. So
Was it a Christian school over there?
yeah, it was a Christian school. So not too many philosophical changes or, you know, things like
And
that.
culturally, it was
Yeah, culturally, it was just a melting pot. I mean,
Yeah.
we had with 17 nationalities, it was awesome.
Yeah.
You know, kids from Nepal, like lunch was honestly the best because they would all bring their food.
Yeah.
And, you know, Americans would have the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and Nepalese kids would have like the dumplings and like you name it. And the Nepalese kids' parents owned restaurants. So they were bringing in like amazing food.
So these were people that immigrated to Portugal for various reasons, but then wanted their kids in a Christian school.
Yeah, not even just a Christian school, just a non-Portuguese school.
Okay.
Just because, you know, they spoke English. Portuguese was very hard for especially Nepalese people. So we did have missionary kids. We serviced about out of 50, probably 25 of them were missionary kids. And then the other ones were immigrants from various countries.
And then when you came here,
Mhm.
has anything changed since I guess you were the principal during COVID. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a challenge, right? That was my first year.
oh, wow.
Which
Way to start it
Welcome
out.
back.
yeah, exactly. Welcome back. But you know, nobody knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
So I would actually contact my friend at Elkhart Christian Academy because they were like 2 weeks ahead of us because they would start in August.
Okay.
So I called them, hey, what are you doing? Can you send me all your information?
Yeah.
And really, so she would just send me all the information and I'd be like, okay, we're changing all this to King's logo and stuff like that. Right. But nobody really knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
You know, but
Well, what did the principal actually do during that time? Like, oh no. Okay. So, hey, welcome to the.
Well, we had our third kid, so right, it was hard. So, when we all went virtual,
Yeah.
it was interesting. I was actually teaching my first year too, so I was being a principal and I was teaching a history class.
Oh wow.
So I ran the history class more like a college. Okay, check in 3 days with me, discussion questions, things like that. But Megan and I had just moved to our house. We had just had a kid, and the house needed a lot of work. So I was doing a lot of yard work and housework and just hopping in on Zooms and
Yeah.
you know, it was it was different, right? Because really the teachers did the brunt of the work, and I just had to make sure that my teachers were surviving. We first couple of weeks we didn't have Zoom meetings, just faculty meetings, and you could tell that the teachers' spirits were getting kind of down. So we started just doing faculty meetings just via Zoom, and just to, even though it was through video, it was just so good to connect with them again and stay connected. I think that's really what they missed.
So obviously you went virtual in the spring when it all went down. Did you then, did you open in the fall, or were you still virtual at the beginning of the school year?
Yeah. So the spring of, what was that, 2020?
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess, yeah. So everybody went virtual. And then as a leadership team, we decided that we're going back. We're coming back full time, 5 days a week. We're not doing the A day, B day. We're having everybody in.
Okay.
We did offer an online branch for the middle school, high school. I think like 4 families took us up on that.
Okay.
But when they built King's, each classroom's about 900 square feet.
So they have big classrooms.
Yeah. So we really could put 20 kids in a classroom, 6-ish feet apart. But yeah, we had basketball season, graduation, concerts. We had everything. And that's really when our enrollment took off.
Okay.
I think my second year we were up to 350. So we gained, give or take, 45 kids that second year. And then
Now,
just
what
progressed.
were they before you got there?
Enrollment.
Yeah.
So my first year was 308.
Okay.
And then after COVID, I think we jumped to 350, 400, 450, 575, and then down to 556. Yeah.
That's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
For
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah. we-
Are you now like how big is Atlantic? You guys got to be big.
No, we're bigger than Atlantic. We're
yeah.
actually,
Yeah. Say a little bit more. I know you're trying to stay awake, but yeah, come on, man.
competition's always good, right?
Yeah, right.
You need a rival.
Yeah.
And I would say,
And you just smoked all the other ones, both where I came from and you came from. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, you're fine. So we're one of the bigger Christian schools in the area.
Okay.
And according to Association of Christian Schools International,
Okay.
we're considered a large school.
Yeah. And geographically at a good location, because I mean, with Baptist closing, there really isn't,
Mhm.
a moderate sized Christian school that's within a 20-mile radius. I mean, Gloucester's a hike.
Yeah.
Atlantic and Pilgrim are more shore community type,
Yeah.
schools. And I mean, you have some small ones. Solid Rock's got a Christian school and things
Mhm.
like that, but there's really not a lot.
No, K to 12 or
Yeah.
pre-K through to 12th, we're like the largest in Camden.
That's not an ACE style school or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
What's that?
Kind of work at your own pace, have like a proctor.
Oh,
Kids
really?
kind of do their own.
I would have done
thing.
great then.
Yeah. Well,
Oh yeah.
you might still be in school.
Yeah, if it was working my own pace, that's a good joke. That's good and true. So as far as like sports, do you guys play only only private schools, or do you play public as well?
No, we play public as well.
Oh, that's
So actually,
They beat Lindenwold High School last night.
yeah.
Again, I'm not saying what date this is to throw this off, but you can look it up.
in what sport?
Basketball,
Ah, nice.
Yeah, and our middle school teams beat Berlin
Berlin.
today.
Wow.
Did the boys win? Oh, I know the girls won.
We can say yes. I mean, it's a
Sure.
month out. Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Nobody knows.
No, so we play just a mix of both
Okay.
public. We do play some Catholic schools.
Okay.
We are in a Christian school league for the state of New Jersey.
Yeah.
So
Do you guys have wrestling?
we don't. That was actually brought up today. 2 students asked me if we could have a wrestling team.
Yeah, we only had wrestling for like 4 years at Baptist High, and it was my 4 years, my freshman,
right.
sophomore. Yeah, so I was on the wrestling team, but none of the other Christian schools had it. So it was always like, okay, now you're going up against Camden.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
Yeah, that's what I told the students today. They're like, "Can we have a wrestling team?" I'm like, "Just to let you know, we'd only go to invitationals. There's no other Christian schools."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Side note, you guys are a little thin. You're going to be."
We were actually really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually, and it was always in the paper, and we did well.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Now, when you were at King's as a
us.
student, did you guys play public schools then too?
We did.
Okay.
Yeah, my senior year, we played Morristown High School,
Okay.
and we got smoked.
Yeah.
Like we got smoked.
Yeah.
It wasn't even fun. I was like, "Why did we do this game?"
We did not. Like
you
Victory-
only
I think early in the existence they did. I think the issue that they ran into now the
You were on the
is,
basketball team?
I was, yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Well, no wonder you guys
and,
got
and every
smoked. What are you,
year
4'4"?
every year we're further away from it. I was a better player. It's amazing.
Yeah.
20 years
He
from
was an
now,
all-star. He still has it.
I still have my T-shirt. I
Yeah.
do, yeah.
I guess
But-
it's not white.
But the interesting thing, because the school I went to was a church school,
Mhm.
and it was it was on church property. I think what I had heard was they had done it, but then when they would host the games,
Mhm.
and then the fans of the public school would come in,
Yeah.
and then some of the language and some of the things, and so then it was like, wait a minute, people were putting their kids in a Christian school to like shelter them a little bit from this, and then we're bringing this into the environment. And I'm not saying I agree with that philosophy at all. I'm just saying that was, I think, what I had always was told why we didn't play public schools. We wanted to. A couple of years when we actually had a really good team, we're like, we'd love to like. In fact, the one year
we weren't allowed to wrestle girls.
well,
They had the forfeit.
so funny story. We were not allowed to play sports against girls, period. Right. So homecoming was soccer for us, and so homecoming was huge. They'd always have we'd have a parade at downtown Williamstown, and it was my freshman year, I believe. Homecoming, we were playing Cape May Christian School.
Mhm.
They show up. Their varsity soccer team's co-ed.
Oh, wow.
And our head administrator was like, can't play the girls. So they went over to the coach and were like, could you not play the girls? And he's like, they're some of my best players. They're on the team. No, we're playing them. Canceled the soccer game at homecoming.
Wow.
Seniors.
As a principal, what? No.
Man,
I'm not going to. Sorry.
Seniors were so upset. I mean, this is their homecoming game, and they couldn't play in it. And it was like, ooh, that's, I looking back, I don't blame the coach of their team. It's like, this is my team.
Yeah.
Like that should have been something that.
Yeah. Well, when I went to school, girls didn't play soccer. They played field hockey.
Yeah, well, that was the same thing too. Everything was
We
field
didn't
hockey.
even have a female soccer team.
Yeah, we didn't either when we were Kings.
Yeah.
When we went to the Midwest, they had no idea really what field hockey was. Like it doesn't exist
Really?
in the high schools, the public schools. I mean, there's some huge public schools there. There's no field hockey out there at all.
I was pretty good at hockey, and then all of a sudden, play field hockey was the easiest thing, except I couldn't use the
You
back.
can't use the back of the stick.
Oh, that's the worst.
And every 30 seconds, a whistle's going off.
It really was obstruction everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So, what other sports are soccer still a big one for Kings? And
Yeah, soccer, basketball, cross country, track. That's
okay,
our program that has probably exploded the most.
okay,
I think our cross country team had like 75 kids on it.
really?
Yeah.
That's impressive, man. I remember when we used to like make fun of you guys. You guys like, and again, we're not even around anymore.
Don't say it wasn't cross country. That's why they have cars.
We didn't even have a cross country when I was at Kings.
Yeah.
Or if we did, it was like one kid, and he would only go to invitationals.
Yeah,
Our schools was never big enough to support more than one sport in a season anyway. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's the thing. Is like
We did basketball and wrestling when I was there, but again, it was like my class followed it through, and then all the other kids
Yeah.
played basketball.
Mhm.
right.
Yeah, so we have, the normal basketball, soccer, baseball, softball, golf.
Oh, you
That's
got
it.
golf?
We do have golf.
They started it last year. Just kind of a club team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I wish I knew a good golfer. You don't? Do you help out? Come on, that's a
I
bad
don't.
job.
I don't. No.
You know he golfs like everywhere.
He's a doctor, so.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, I think that's taking a shot at you.
But it did. It's got the hooks in my 16-year-old. He loves it, so he played in it last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
did he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And where do you guys play? Where do you golf at?
The school, I think they use Crescent mainly for to play.
Crescent?
Yeah.
Oh,
Crescent Golf Course.
Yeah.
And
So-
there was supposed to be a tournament for the conference that we're in,
okay.
but it rained both days they were going to do it, and they couldn't reschedule it, so they didn't get to do it last year. They were kind of bummed because that would have been really their only
Mhm.
head-to-head competition.
Okay.
But we practice at the golf simulator right down the road.
Right? Yeah. So there's one like literally at the end of the road that the Kings on. There's a golf simulator too.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
So they gave us a good deal, so they go practice there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So Crescent Golf Course, I'll tell you this and then we'll roll into the break. So I grew up in Voorhees. I grew up on Dutchtown Road. They knocked down my childhood home, built the virtual Voorhees Hospital. So it's right there by Crescent Golf Course. So when I was little, I used to jump the fence, collect golf balls, and then sell them back to the golfers. and it was 25 cents a piece, 5 for $1. And when friends would come over, we'd all do it. Mark Johnson, we made it the 13th hole right there, jumped over. Here you go. And then when nobody was playing and we got a little older, got our clubs, we played the 13th hole over and over again, right over the water. So on that note, now that nobody cares and they probably tuned us out, but we're going to break.
Welcome to Emmanuel Baptist Church, where our focus has been building strong lives in Jesus Christ since 1925, right here in Maple Shade, New Jersey. With 2 Sunday services at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m., you can choose the time that works best for you. And if you have children, our Greenhouse Kids Ministry and Nursery are available during the 11 a.m. service, so you can worship without distractions. But that's not all. On Sunday mornings at 10 a.m., we offer Sunday school classes for all ages. And if you're looking for a midweek pick-me-up, we have a variety of events on Wednesday nights. For more information on all of our programs and events, visit our website at ibclife.org. Follow us on social media and check out our weekly bulletin. And there's one more way to stay connected with us. Download our Church Center app. With this convenient app, you can stay up to date on all of our events and register for programs. Emmanuel Baptist Church, building strong lives in Jesus Christ.
And we're back. How are you, everybody? Hopefully you're enjoying this as much as we are. I don't know. I didn't know where I was going.
I was interested to see where it went myself, actually.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, why do people put their kids in Christian education?
Wow.
Came out swinging after the break.
Yeah, right.
You should have given me a little warning before the break. Yeah.
We wanted organic here, Craig.
Yeah, no. So why did they put them in Christian school?
Why would you, if somebody said, hey, why do I want to spend X number of dollars to put why is it worth it?
Yeah, number one, it's an eternal investment. I live in Chemung. We have a great school district. My mother-in-law works there. My brother-in-law works there. Great Christians, but they can't do nearly what my staff can do on a regular basis by just sharing God's word, opening God's word, mentoring these kids. I tell prospective families all the time. I said, when I was at King's, my basketball coach built into me. He mentored me so much so that I still have a relationship with him 20 plus years later. Like I talk to him almost every month.
Oh, wow.
I said, find that in a public school. And I said, that's what we get to do every day to your kids. We get to mentor your kids. We get to show them what it means to be a man and woman of God, but also we can challenge them to live in their faith and live out their faith and ask questions about their faith. You can't get that in public school. It's expensive, but it's totally worth it. I believe it's an eternal investment. I tell my staff all the time, my life verse for education is Psalm 78:4, which basically says it's our responsibility as the older generation to tell the next younger generation the wonderful deeds of the Lord. And we can do that every day at King's. And any Christian school, they should be doing that. But I'll just push King's right there.
No, absolutely. Push it.
So yeah, so for me, it's worth it. It's worth the investment.
No, absolutely. I mean, I asked that question, kind of figured that was your answer, but that was all. I mean, I couldn't agree more just because, we came back to the area in 2022 and both my wife and I went to Christian school K through 12. Mm-hmm. She went through Christian school through 8th grade and then went to Maple Shade for college, or for high school. And then in college, we both went to Secor College. But when we were in Illinois, they didn't really have Christian schools like they have them here, and it really wasn't an option. There was one Christian school in the area that was smallish and, it was fine, but we actually had our kids in public school, the whole time we were there. So our oldest John, he was in public school all the way through 9th grade. And then the other kids, various lengths of time. So coming back here, and we're like, we're moving back, the shock of that. And then, when the dust settled, we were like, and, we're going to be putting you in Christian school. And it was like, what's that? Essentially, and the concept that they had of it was not at all what it is. You know,
Yeah.
it was like, we're going to go to church every day?
Mhm.
You know, it's like, no, it's literally not that. It's school.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just, you know, the kids are going to be pretty similar. You
Mhm.
know, yeah, there'll be a little bit more rules than what you were dealing with, but nothing crazy. And, you know, but the biggest difference really is that Christian worldview they can get
Mhm.
from the teachers, you know, and my kids got a great secular education in the school district they were at. And we had no complaints with that. But yeah, it's just not. And then they would come home as they got older and there would be these issues brought up and you're like, ooh, like, I guess we're talking about this now, huh?
Yeah.
You know, and so those sorts of things, but also from a perspective you didn't necessarily want them to have,
Mhm.
you know, yet, or at least not one-sided.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's been, you know, I would definitely piggyback and say it's worth the investment because, and I think asking our kids a year in what their thought was, and to a T, all four of them are like, "Oh, we like it,"
Mhm.
you know. But they certainly were skeptical coming in.
Yeah.
Do you find that a lot? That there's kids that weren't in other Christian schools or anything like that, or coming in?
Yeah, you know, we've been getting a lot of transfers, obviously, from public schools these last couple of years, and
Okay.
it's not really what they expect. Kids are kids. Kids are going to make mistakes, right? We have kids that curse in the hallways, right? You know, but
Like Clearys.
yeah.
No.
But you know,
Kidding, I was joking.
but
Told them to
that's
do it under their breath.
yeah. But that's the thing. It's you know, it's a safe space to grow and to
Yeah.
learn, and public school has a lot of them have great teachers, great Christian teachers that are impacting kids there. You know, we just have the freedom to be able to do it every day out in the open,
Right.
and which is really cool.
One of the things, so I went to Christian school, kindergarten to 12th, was that my Bible teacher in high school, Steve Parsons, I still, to this day, I still think he was my greatest teacher. I loved him as a teacher. I know other people, you know, you get both sides. It's funny because I like have conversations with friends and be like, oh, I didn't like him as a teacher. I thought he was a great guy, but I didn't care for him as a teacher. And I'm like, oh no, I learned a lot from him. But I'll be having conversations with my wife, and then it's just like, you know, biblical conversations. And then she'll be like, well, where did you hear that? I think I heard that in 11th grade. Like, I think we studied a little portion of that, and it really does resonate with you. Like it follows you through. And so I'm a big proponent. I like it.
Yeah. So my 9th grade history teacher was Mr. Kerr.
Okay.
And
Tim Kerr?
Jim
Flyers?
No, Jim Kerr. He's actually a principal down in Virginia now, who I still talk to, which is great. But he gave us our freshman year definition of history. History is a record of the past from creation to present, revealing the actions of both God and man. Right? So from day one of history class, freshman year, it's God's story. Right? And you don't get that in public school, unfortunately.
No.
And I still use that definition when I taught history. My first day world history class, I taught them that exact definition. And it's funny because I'll talk to the kids that I taught my first year, and they still can repeat that definition.
That's
right,
great.
which is cool because
Yeah,
it is,
absolutely.
you know, you just get to do that kind of stuff at Christian school.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, now I was gonna piggyback that because, like, yeah, the Bible is great, and the fact that the kids had that as a class, I think, is amazing. But it's also the aspect of the other classes, the non-Bible classes, taught with that Christian thread throughout. You know, and because when they do go away to school, and like I said, I went to a secular college, so when I got there, it was nice to have the foundation of these classes that I'm taking now without the Christian, you know, backbone, and be like, okay, this is only like part of the story. You know what I mean? And it can kind of balance out from some of the things they're saying and have that perspective, you know, that's different. Sure.
Now, do your girls go to?
They do. Yep.
Okay.
I have an 8th grader, a 5th grader, and a kindergartner.
Oh, wow. Look at you. That's awesome. And how long? My math's not good. See, that wasn't a math. But where did they go to school in Portugal, the older one?
Yeah, so my oldest, now you're putting me on the spot.
No, I mean, yeah.
Her first year back at King, she was in 2nd grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was it different for her? I mean,
it was bigger.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was bigger, and the school in Portugal was just so small.
Yeah.
I mean, Kings, we have a good family atmosphere. And that's one thing that I love, like our being in one building has its benefits and has its disadvantages.
Yeah.
But having 12th graders go down and talk to pre-K, dude, it's totally worth it.
Yeah.
And so, my daughter as a first grader, even though it's bigger, she would talk to kids from our church that were in middle school and high school. So, it felt like home.
Right.
That's awesome.
But again, I think that's one of the cool things about Christian schools that are all in the same building.
Mm-hmm.
Is that, like you said, there's some disadvantages, but I think one of the biggest advantages is that interaction that the elementary can have with the high school students and look as almost role models, And I've talked with just recently with Nathan, my junior, who plays basketball and soccer. And I said, the elementary kids are going to know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to know who they are, but they're going to know who you are because especially in basketball, they're going to see you on the court. There's only 5 of you out there. And I said, it matters how you're walking, because they're watching you.
Yeah.
And I was like, when you see them in the hallway, say hi. You'll make their day.
Yep.
Like, you don't realize it. Like, when you're second grader, like, oh my gosh, like he said hi to me.
Yeah.
He fist bumped me.
Yeah.
And I said, you can have an impact on these kids' lives just by being nice.
Yep. Yeah. And that's the greatest thing when you see the elementary kids walking down to the art room or something like that. They're high-fiving, they're fist bumping. The seniors and the seniors and juniors, they're taking time to talk to the kids, which is just really cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I'll switch up subjects.
Mm-hmm.
So the one thing with Baptist High when I was there that King's was different was that you guys were allowed to have facial hair. You guys still allowed to have facial hair?
Yeah.
Look at that.
So when I was at King's, our hair wasn't allowed to be half the ear and on the collar.
Half the ear? We weren't even allowed to touch them.
Yeah, I think it was half the ear and collar. Yeah, there's no real, as long as it's done neatly, there's no real hair.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And they
were always still liberal.
we were called the Public School of Christian Schools.
Is that what? I mean,
so when Baptist was closing, and families were coming to visit.
Yeah,
I mean, the stuff that you would hear, like we'd be touring families, and they're like, "Is it true that your kids are doing drugs in the hallway?" I'm like, I sure hope not. I'm like, I haven't seen it, but if you know, please tell me.
Yeah, right.
And then we handed just an admissions packet to a mom, and she's like, just because we're not sure we're coming yet. We're like, no, you can just look at it. You don't have to sign it, right? You're not signing your life away to the devil.
Yeah.
But when Baptist closed, and I tell people this all the time, I was upset when Baptist closed, and really because it's another Christian school, and it's
the rivalry. It took us down.
Well, yeah, the rivalry, but you never want to see a good ministry close.
Yeah.
Right. And to have another Christian school close, it's awful.
Yeah.
And we were happy to take them, and it turned out to be really good. And from day one, we preached to our kids that, hey, we're all now one family. There's no more Baptists, there's no more Kings, we're one. So that first year of graduation,
or did you say we won?
Yeah, I said we won. That first graduation was interesting because we had a couple students that had gone K to 11th through Baptist.
Okay.
And their 12th grade year, they were at King's.
Yeah.
And so for our graduation, we always honor kids who have gone to King's K to 12th.
Okay.
We give them a Bible, and we did that with Baptist kids. We said, okay, here's our exception. We're going to do it for you because it's not your fault that the school closed.
Right. Exactly.
So it was really cool. And it really, I think, built some bridges.
Yeah. I'm going to blame my son on the closing of Baptist.
He was the final graduation.
He was the final graduation class. Yeah. Yeah. He shut her down. I knew he would, but as far as so when I went to Baptist, we had to wear button down shirts, and you weren't allowed a polo. You had to have the collar button down shirts. Then when my kids went there, they were like, hey, no button downs. It has to be polos.
Yeah. And
they had to have polos, and it could only have 2 buttons. It couldn't have 3 buttons. And it was just like, now we're limiting buttons. And then the girls weren't allowed to have pockets in their pants. And then my daughter got in trouble for saying, why? Is it because they're hot pockets? And the teachers didn't find that as funny as I did. And I'm the worst kind of, parent, because he might be like, oh yeah, it's the kid's fault. I'm just so laid back. So like Ethan didn't do well on, he was a really great student in literature with Mrs. Benner, Lois.
Yeah.
And he did well. And then she called me in and said, he's not doing well on this book. And I said, what's the book? She said, it's Pride and Prejudice. And I said, hey, he's like an 18-year-old boy. Like, what's the next book? And she said, Frankenstein. I said, okay, well, if he does bad on Frankenstein, now call me up. If he doesn't do well on Pride and Prejudice. And that's the kind of parent I am. I'm like, let's see. But I don't know. Is that bad? Is that? Nah, okay. At least I got a principal. So finally, a principal said it's okay. I haven't got that in my life. Yeah, Mark. You ask more hard-hitting questions. Come on, let's put him uncomfortable.
I know he's trying to bring up dress code. Dress code. We've actually loosened dress code a little bit.
What's the dress code now?
So we have uniforms.
Okay. Well,
so for middle school, high school, khaki pants, polos. We recently allowed students to start wearing sweatshirts as long as they were King sweatshirts. So when I first came in 19, they weren't allowed to wear sweatshirts. And I'm like, why? And nobody had an answer. Yeah. Like literally, well, they could hold stuff in their guns. I'm like, there's guns at King's. I'm like, where am I? And so I just started asking why.
South Jersey.
Yeah, exactly. And nobody came up with a good answer. So I'm like, okay, let's allow sweatshirts.
So is it your decisions or do you have to go through a board?
No. So the board, we're cutting this out, obviously.
No, okay, we're not.
I'm kidding. Our board is governance policy.
Okay.
So they're not in the day in and day out
okay.
What's the word I'm looking
for?
Operations. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. So
that was basically my decision.
It was funny because dress code always does seem to be like people have their dress codes, and then if you ask why, there's never a really hard and fast. It's like, well, why dress code at all? Well, because kids learn better if they're like not comfortable. If they're comfortable, they're not. I was like, well, I'm not entirely sure there's any scientific evidence behind that. I mean,
isn't it the answer that we got when they were Baptist was trying to push the uniforms was all about that way everybody kind of looked the same, right. And the poor kid and the
public school. A lot of public schools have gone to uniforms, and a lot of people like it because of that. It takes away that pressure from the kid, like the kid who can afford the nice clothes versus the kid who can't. Now everybody's just wearing the same thing. It takes away one caste system that is popular in high schools. And I always tell the kids, like, a uniform, I'm like, get used to it. Like, for the most part, most jobs you're going to have some sort of like uniform or dress code. I can't wear whatever I want to work.
Yes, you can. You're a doctor.
I still can't wear whatever I want to work.
Really?
I wore.
Oh, this is good.
I wore. Since I've been here, I was on Fridays to work half a day. I was wearing like a nice pair of jeans and like a nice pair of like the patent leather Jordans. You're not gonna go out and run around in those shoes. They're like fashion sneakers, right? And like one of the people.
I can't believe I hang out with you.
I know one of the people literally one of the people who was over me came in they stopped by the office, and I guess they said something like, the policy. They didn't say it to me. Said it to like the office manager. The policy is like no jeans or sneakers, and I did not know that policy. And so they came to me and I was like, okay, like that's fine. Like, what am I going to say? Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm not, I was like, have I got any patient complaints about it? But I get, I mean, it's if you're working for a company and they say this is what you wear, this is what you wear. It's exactly. Like, I mean, I'm not going to. Wow. Yeah. Well, no, I don't get carte blanche on what I wear.
Yeah. Well,
I choose not to wear a white coat. And they've actually asked me about that. I'm like, nah, I'm not, like, I don't like wearing a white coat. I'm good.
How about you? Can you wear jeans or anything?
No.
Fridays.
So yeah, Fridays. Teachers normally can dress down on Fridays.
Okay.
So, but more often than not, I won't wear jeans. I'll still wear khakis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a purpose behind that? Is there something subliminal that you're trying to? That's just you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And anybody have to wear ties? Because we had to wear them when we had sporting events.
Nope.
So if we had a basketball game,
for basketball games, they made us wear. They made us wear ties. Soccer, and the reason was because we would change for soccer games at the school and then go in uniform. Basketball games, we would change at the site for away games. So they wanted us in a tie for travel, but that was it.
No ties.
You guys are so cool. So much different.
Which is good because my kids can't tie ties, so I would be spending a lot of time.
Yeah, normally if there's an event at school, I have to tie, 10 ties to kids and stuff like that.
Yeah. So my son just got married a couple weeks ago. I had to stop in the office and have Vince tie my tie before I don't know how to tie a tie.
On TikTok, man.
No, I've tried to watch it and it just comes in this like knot and then I can't get it out and it looks awful. It's not like a nice knot. It's like
Not a Windsor.
no, it's more like a noose. So as far as what is the most difficult aspect of your job?
I was actually thinking about you would ask me some sort of question like this on the way over.
Yeah.
I think the hardest thing is when people are just impulsive.
Okay.
I tell students all the time, they make a foolish mistake. Did you stop and think about your actions before, or the consequences before you would do this? No. And I tell students, I'm like, God gave you a brain, please start using it. Even though for boys, right, it's not fully developed until they're 23.
Is that true?
Give or take.
Oh, yeah.
Or 50.
Yeah. No, so really it's the impulsivity of kids, but they're kids. They're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
It's just the over and over and over again, the same kid you're like, come on, dude. How many warnings can I give you? And stuff like that.
I'm trying to show you grace.
Yeah, exactly.
And help you learn here, and you're making it really difficult.
Are you the disciplinarian or is other Craig?
So I have Craig is we tag team it. Okay. He's normally the day in and day out. And then if it's bad, it comes to me.
Okay.
But we work really well together. I live in the gray. He's more black and white, but his position, he has to be black and white.
Yeah.
And I'm allowed to be in the gray.
So now, last year, 2 years ago, they introduced a head of school position.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's
what's the head of school?
Well,
as a superintendent.
Yeah. So is he just mainly looking at it from like the 10,000 foot view and not really in the weeds on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, not really in the weeds. 10,000 view, 10,000 foot view, trying to get money into the school, setting policies. So our head of school is Dr. Casey. It's his first year here. Came up from Louisiana. I think he's been at 7 schools.
It's 12 children.
Yeah, 12 children.
Wow.
35 is the oldest and 7th grade is the youngest.
Does the 7th grade go to?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah.
So is his 16-year-old who's 6'5" and on the basketball team. A welcome addition.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the head of school's job is really to fundraise, but also set the policies and things like that. He is the board's only employee. And so we are all his employee.
Okay.
So yeah, he's not, I go to him for day in and day out questions, but
the kids don't have any say or do they know him or?
Yeah, he's around. Okay. They know him. He does chapels every now and then. He does doc drops online and stuff like that. So yeah, kids know him, faculty know him.
Okay. So let's go back. What's a doc drop?
Doc drop is his weekly social media blast.
Okay. And then how often do you guys have chapel? Once a week?
Yeah, once a week, every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday?
Yeah. So we have 3 chapels. We have elementary, 4 chapels, 5 chapels, preschool, sometimes kindergarten through 2nd, 3rd through 5th, 6th through 8th, 9th through 12th.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And you use local community pastors and stuff.
Local community pastors. I try to do one once a month, twice a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do it for all the age groups now?
I do. And every age group's different.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just a blast. Since it's my first year being the elementary principal, it's just getting to know Mr. Beatty and, they ask great questions. And so I have to remember, like, what's your favorite movie? I'm like, oh, what did I say last time?
Because they'll remember. They call you out on it. Yeah.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
I did one chapel at Baptist High, like when my kids were there. I did 2. I did the young. They just had the 2, the younger and the older. And the older just sat there and just stared at you. Mm-hmm. There was like no, I'm making jokes and they're just looking at you. And I'm like, oh, come on. You're not that cool. Like, laugh at that. That's actually funny. Like
Right.
it's okay. And that unnerved me. It was way harder.
Yeah, I want to brag on our kids. They do a pretty good job.
Do they?
Yeah, but
these are Baptist kids.
yeah, sure.
Oh, sorry.
But really, no, it took some coaching. It's like, don't fall asleep. Because I tell every chapel speaker that comes in, I said, you have full permission. If a kid's talking, you have full permission to calling them out. And I tell the students, hey, these people are taking time out of their busy schedules to come and share what God's placed on their heart.
Yeah.
So give them attention. At the end of the chapel, myself or another teacher will close and say, hey, they're going to be hanging out here. I'm going to thank them for coming. And so more often than not, like we had Sam Munoz today, do chapel, a group of boys was up there talking to him afterwards.
Oh, that's awesome.
Really, and that's the thing, right? It's just to build the connections.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, that seems kind of like a thing that you guys have going on, because the connections between the younger kids and the older kids and you going down there. Because I saw somebody, it wasn't on TikTok because I don't have TikTok, but I have Facebook, where it was a principal that goes through the hallways and he's always high-fiving. The kids absolutely love that. So.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, those connections you make at those schools, I mean, the Ellers, they were my gym teachers. He was my soccer coach, and then they left Victory and went to Kings and are still at Kings. And, so they were at the basketball game last night and I'm sitting next to, them. And so, I mean, and it's like, they had a huge impact in my life when I was a kid. Then I taught with them for a year and now they're teaching my kids.
Yeah.
And it's such a cool full circle thing. And it's just the impact that they had, on two generations and families. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Dave is 45 years of teaching, which is unbelievable.
Yeah. Cause I mean, he came to Victory when I was in 5th grade and I'm not super young.
Well, let's just go with, he's been teaching 45 years. You're not 45 years old, are you?
Yeah.
You're not.
No, I'm not. No.
Yeah, see, we're old.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's, when he came to Victory, it wasn't his first job either. So, I mean, but yeah, so, I mean, it's been cool. And I know Holly was Kings for elementary and then Baptist for junior high. So I had a lot of teachers, especially when we first came back, like, oh my goodness, this person was my teacher.
Yeah. Well, I once talked to Mrs. Benner, and she was saying it's a ministry because she could teach and make a lot of money. And
I mean,
but I'm not trying to rag on Christian school pay, but the teachers don't make the same as they do.
Yeah, not even close.
But it's a ministry. They're doing it as a ministry. I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, my mom is a retired Christian school teacher, and she did it for decades. And she had a master's degree in education. She taught 2nd grade the whole time. And yeah, I mean, it was laughable, the difference that she could have made in public school first, but it was never a thought.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like we were like on easy street and didn't have any kind of financial concerns, but it was like, no, this is what I'm called to do. Like, there's no thought of like, I could go over to the public school and make triple, with my experience in education, but why? I mean,
but she sure made sure her son was a doctor.
But I mean, yeah, I think it's just, it's, and we've told our kids that, like, you have qualified teachers that, could get a job anywhere. And they're choosing to do this for you, and I said, you have to understand that. So yeah, there might be times we find them annoying or get upset with them. That's normal. You're going to get upset with your bosses when you get a job, all those things. But just understand, they love you or they wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, right. And you just look at how many of my teachers have master's degrees. We have a guy with a doctorate. He taught at Rutgers and he's teaching high school kids English or high school kids social studies.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right. So, it's definitely a ministry, but they are still professionals, which is even cooler.
Yeah.
And finding that balance, right? Because you want great professional teachers, but you also want their heart for ministry. And so finding that balance is always fun.
Yeah. Well, on that note, do you have anything you want to go? Do you plug Kings for a second, and then we'll get out of here. Give Kings a good plug.
Well,
I think that's what
when
this
we're
whole
the only Christian school in the area, right?
And on that, they are the only Christian school. So if you want to go to Christian school,
King's Christian School, we're better than nothing.
No, but honestly, Kings, I tell people all the time, Kings is a thriving community, a Christ-centered school. where God's word will always be taught. Oh, that's terrible English.
Oh,
God's
that is
word
really bad.
will always be taught.
No.
We're starting over.
No, we are not.
Yes, we are.
We have teach that up.
Thank you, Mrs. Benner, for that.
He teaches history.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, on that note, subscribe, like us. That's it for us. We got nothing else. So thanks again.